Welcome to our community assessment, presented to you by Jessica, Peter, Matt, and Emily. Join us as we explore the city of Montbello, beginning with an interview by Vicki Morrison, Farrell B. Howell K-8 Parent Liaison. This is Montbello.
You had a lot of retired military families who had settled in Denver. This area was beautiful. The homes were beautiful, tri-level homes with very up-to-date and modern floor plans and nice ranch-style houses, all brick houses. The area, you could get a lot of house for the dollar. They used to say you could get a lot of bang for the buck.
Yeah.
When you moved into this area. The floor plans were tri-levels with large yards, and it was just a real nice.
Yeah, it sounds high scale.
It was very high scale.
I will be focusing on ecology theory, the ecology theory of Montbello, and covering the history of the community, the geographic boundaries of the community, the physical description and spatial organization of the community, and some of the demographics of the community. So Montbello began as a suburban-style development in 1965. The area was developed into a mixed-use community designed to feature public land sites for parks, schools, and other public facilities. Montbello was the first major annexation of privately owned land to the far northeast area of Denver, which you can see here. The annexed area was large, approximately 2,609 acres, and while Montbello started developing in 1966, the bulk of the growth took place in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Developers built a large variety of homes, ranging from small soapbox ranches, as you can see here, to multi-level family homes. And the geographic boundaries of the community are, the neighborhood lies north of I-70, so this is a picture of I-70 here. The community is isolated from the rest of Denver by the Stapleton International Airport, and the community north of Montbello is the Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge. Physically, Montbello was named from the Italian word Montbello, which literally means beautiful mountain. On a clear day, you can see views of Mount Evans, Long's Peak, and the Continental Divide, which is what inspired developers to name the community Montbello. So as of 2000, the total population of Montbello is approximately 30,348 people in comparison to Denver's population of 600,158, and that was all done in 2000. There are 7,942 households with approximately 3.8 people per household, and the average household income is $52,142. So the chart I have up here is the Montbello racial profile. You can see that Latinos make up most of the Montbello community at 53.83%, whereas there's only 4%, the community is only 4% white. The next chart I'm going to look at is the age statistics of Montbello. The largest age population represented are citizens aged 25 to 34, making up 15.3% of the community, whereas citizens over the age of 65 are the least represented, making up 6.3% of the population. And you can see that in the light pink box there. In terms of employment, there are approximately 3,889 jobs in Montbello, with the leading jobs coming from the service industry, making up 23.4% of the community, followed by retail jobs. The average annual wage is $18,227, and 7.3% is the unemployment rate. Crime and safety. Just to go over that quickly, there's approximately 69.3% of the crimes in Montbello are property crimes, followed by 13.7%, which are violent crimes. And we'll talk a little bit about crime later in the presentation. Moving on to property ownership, there are approximately 8,516 housing units in the Montbello community, and 73% of those housing units are owner-occupied. The average home sale price in Montbello as of 2000 was $186,476. And then moving on to education. So there are, within the Montbello community, there are many elementary, 6 through 12, K through 8, and high schools, which we'll talk about next in the presentation. This is an image of Amise Elementary School. And statistically, 29.5% of Montbello people age 25 and over have less than a high school education. So schools in this area have struggled in the past with performance, but community members and the school districts are working together to address some of these issues.
In this section, we will examine the Montbello area using the systems perspective of social work. In doing this, we'll go over the government structure of the community, the government-based services available for residents, neighborhood parks, schools, nonprofit organizations, religious institutions and organizations, and finally the businesses found in Montbello. Montbello does not have an independent community government. However, it is represented by Denver City Council member Christopher Herndon. Chris Herndon serves District 11, which is by far the largest district in Denver, which, as you can see on the map, extends from northeast Denver all the way to Denver International Airport. Montbello has one library, called the Montbello Branch Library. This neighborhood offers primary public services for its residents. Some of these services include access to the library, the DMV, the post office, a nearby Army Reserve training center, RTD's Montbello Park and Ride, the Denver Housing Authority, National Safety Board, Clean Energy, the City Council office, Cricket Wellness, the Mayor's office, and the Police Department. It should be noted that most of these services are located in the middle of the Montbello area. There are 7 public parks in Montbello, all of which are located near residential suburban areas. Since Montbello is heavily populated with families, there are many schools available for younger children. Unfortunately, the number of schools available does not increase as the children get older. Eventually, families have to choose between MLK Early College and Montbello High School if they want to send their teens to school in the Montbello area. Both of these schools are known to have low rates of graduation and low academic performance. There are at least 7 well-established nonprofit organizations in the area: the Boys and Girls Club, Food Bank of the Rockies, Environment Learning Center for Kids, the Lowry Family Center, Abbate of Colorado, the Flagship Help Center, and the Denver Family Health Center. There are many different religious institutions in the area, the majority of which are denominations of Christianity. Most of these churches are particularly run down and are led by members of the community. Though Montbello is largely a suburban residential area, there is a business-focused sector called Zone 3. Zone 3 is in the northwest part of Montbello and offers employment for many of the families that live in nearby suburbs.